dear Ms. Hikime. It's a very special day in your art gallery today, and I would like to start by asking the question, how are you making your museum relevant to young people?
Thanks a lot, and welcome to our space. The building that we're right now is called Painting Museum. It's operating under YARAT Contemporary Art Space. If to directly answer your question, the doors of our buildings, which we have three, YARAT Contemporary Art Space, Painting Museum, and Artem Space in Cherry-Sheher, are actually offering not only the exhibitions, which is our main aim, contemporary art exhibitions, but also we do different kind of events that with what we actually can attract the attention of the young people, young generation. So by this means we're also kind of figuring out the new talents for ourselves, being artists, new designers, creative people in general. That's also our interest.
Yeah, it's very understandable because in our school as well, there are actually really talented and interested people in art out there, and it's very great that you're actually encouraging those people to show their talents and interests. And I would like to go to the second question by asking, as I've researched, so you're actually alumni of the university, and I wanted to ask the question, how did you end up in working as the PR manager? Did it just happen spontaneously, or was it planned before?
Yes, I am ADA alumni, 2015. I actually did MBA program. We were the first alumni of the MBA, international MBA program of ADA. Basically, well, I wouldn't say that it was, I just ended up being a PR director of the space, although I actually did work in different spheres before, but at ADA, when I did my MBA, at the end we're choosing kind of one direction to go with. So my direction was marketing and communications. Once I completed my MBA degree at ADA University, I started working at YARAT, and the first department that I was heading was YARAT Friends Department. That's the art community that we were building in Azerbaijan. But parallel to that, there was an opening for PR director position, and I applied, and it was successful. This is how I ended up there. Starting from 2016 and onwards, I'm working and heading the communication department at YARAT.
Yeah, thank you so much for the reply. And also, I would like to ask a more specific question. So, what is the inspiration, or let's say, why Metacode? Why this exhibition specifically? Is there any reason behind it?
Well, actually, as YARAT, we do different kind of exhibitions. Of course, contemporary art exhibitions, but also this building specifically is for the exhibitions of 80s and 90s. Basically, and the exhibition, currently this exhibition is a group exhibition of 20 artists, and 20 artists from different generations. You can see here young artists as well as established artists, artists from the Perestroika time. So the name itself, the Metacode, is standing for that, explaining that all these artists, two different generations, we're actually visualizing the art, and we're getting all the ideas and approaches to human being, all the happenings in life, and all of this has been passed by coding. How would I put it in a short way? Maybe it would be better to say the culture code of the nation. So it's kind of gathering all these 20 artists and their approach to the life, to the happenings around themselves in their time being, and combining all these works. But definitely it was the choice of the curators. For this exhibition we have three curators: Ferah Helekberli from YARAT, who is also the chief curator of YARAT, Sabina Shkhlinskaya, and Shirin Malikova, three curators who actually gathered all these works and all these 20 artists for the specific exhibition.
And I would like to mention that, as you've already said, so Metacode is basically where art is actually coding for something special, right? There's a message behind it.
Coding the vibration.
Yeah, it's like abstract art.
Abstract art.
Yeah.
And also it's kind of a when you walk through this exhibition, you kind of feel like you are flying through the time. So you would see here some codes, and you would feel some symbols from the past, from Gobustan, let's say, and then the symbols and the way of communication of the nowadays. So you can see their combination.
Yeah. And also one more question. So what was like the hardest or the toughest experience that you have gone through as an PR manager?
Well, that's a nice question, but I think I have to go back through all these years to kind of to refresh and maybe. I wouldn't say tough times, but it's always very, I before any exhibition I very much worry how it's going to happen, how the communication will be delivered for all the exhibitions, because contemporary art is something very specific, not everyone right away understands, and it has been years that we were building this image of contemporary art in Azerbaijan. So YARAT started from 2011. I joined this organization from 2015, and as a PR manager, my task was kind of building this right communication for the contemporary art in Azerbaijan. And with each exhibition, and as I said, not only the exhibitions, but we have a lot of events that right away start after we open the exhibitions, in the content of the exhibitions. It's kind of a task, but also a lot of responsibility to engage these people, to attract these people, and to teach and to pass it in the right way, to pass the message in the right way, so people can actually get what we want to deliver. And so being a hub in not only in Azerbaijan but in Caucasus, YARAT is trying to do its best to deliver the contemporary art knowledge, as well as to educate, to enlighten the young people of Azerbaijan.
And also, this is a very interesting question. Have you ever been so moved, like so emotional by any artwork in any of the exhibitions? Yes, and I usually have my favorite works from every single exhibition that we organize, if I can say so. I have my favorite works, so it's not one or two, but from every exhibition there are specific works that make me go back to them again and again, and then because what's specific and beautiful about contemporary art is it gives you a chance and platform to actually come up with your own thing by looking at the art. So there is no any kind of a description. Even some works don't come up with caption or the description itself. Some artists just let it for you to understand, like let it for you to feel and to write your own message for the work. So I usually write my own stories for every work that I like. And there are some works, and have been some works, that always made me think twice and made me emotional, or kind of were a good kind of a match with my own story, my life stories. So this is how it was. I wouldn't name one work. Yeah, I agree as well, because I have been to many museums like around the world, in Azerbaijan as well, because I feel like every person interprets the artwork in their own way, yes, as you have already mentioned. And I would like to conclude this interview. Thank you so much for this interview, and I hope this event today will go very well. Thank you.
Здравствуйте, как вас зовут?
Меня зовут Вячеслав Сапунов. Сапунов.
Рад знакомству. Я хотел бы вас спросить пару вопросов насчет выставки. Как она вам понравилась? Есть ли тут что-то интересного?
Отвечу вам пару ответов. Выставка мне очень понравилась. Она понравилась своим разнообразием. Здесь очень много разных художников, современных и тех, которых уже нет с нами, к сожалению. Но все вместе они создают невероятную атмосферу, яркую, я бы сказал, позитивную, в чем-то радостную, хотя не все понятно. Но когда рассматриваешь, например, работу «Разговор птиц», смотришь, что-то в этом есть ироническое. Знаете, современное искусство, оно такое очень необычное, и многие улыбаются, кто-то саркастически, а я улыбаюсь с удовольствием, потому что это делают талантливые люди. Они могут рисовать по классике, они могут рисовать, как мы привыкли, наверное, но при этом они делают то, что считают делать нужным сейчас. Они ищут новые формы, они ищут новые ходы, новые приемы. И у многих это получается, очень интересно. Это в совокупности создает, как я сказал, уже очень интересный такой мир, который кураторы назвали метакод. Мир, который этим кодом воплощает всю нашу странную вселенную, которая до сих пор непонятно нам, наверное, как из чего состоит. Вот это все попытка снова разобраться в нашем мире, в его устройстве и в том, что будет, что было и что могло бы быть.
Очень интересно. А есть ли какая-то работа, которая вам понравилась больше всего, которая вам в душу запала?
Ну вот, например, мы стоим с вами, я не знаю, как это называется работа, я не нашел этикетки. Этикетки тут немножко далеко. Но вот прекрасная работа Ирины Эльдаровой. Вот в чем, я сейчас сказал автору как раз, что удивительно, казалось бы, работы непонятные, многим непонятные. Это contemporary art, это очень сложная такая вещь, ее надо исследовать, и должны быть пояснения у многих. Но с другой стороны, я уже, будучи далеко очень от искусства вообще-то по жизни, но я стал узнавать у художников. Здесь у нас типичная Ирина Эльдарова. У нее сейчас недавно открылась выставка в Руме, около площади Фонтанов. Очень интересная, говорят, выставка, обязательно пойду. Там вот висит работа Алтая Садыкзаде, моего любимого тоже художника. Новые работы, новые имена, старые имена. Это прекрасная выставка, прекрасное мероприятие. Я рад встретиться здесь с любимыми своими кураторами, художниками. Так что замечательно, спасибо всем тем, кто организовал эту выставку.
Спасибо вам большое.
Спасибо.